Well, good afternoon. Welcome to the Sunday, June 24th, I believe, edition of Sports on technically Hollywood Boulevard. I'm James Jericho.
I'm Jeremy Paul.
And the reason we're smiling is two reasons. One, my car broke down. We are currently in a parking lot of an auto place waiting to find out how bad the damage is going to be. And two, because of that, I have just been insulted by a homeless man.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't get any better than this for me right now. I mean, stardom awaits. Now, the reason today, we had talked about this as the issue of the week before the Sandusky verdict was read on Friday. And the reason, what we're going to wind up talking about, obviously, is not only the future of Penn State football, but more in terms of a tale of two programs, Penn State and USC. Because USC will be going into this season after being bowl ineligible for 2 years. They are the preseason number one. Penn State, they're not even denied any bowl bids or anything like that. They haven't been denied any scholarships over the Sandusky fiasco. But with that said, that is also a national powerhouse program that is very likely going to go down a very ugly road, despite the fact that Sandusky's already been declared guilty on Friday night.
And Paternal State.
That would be two. So with that said, before we go into the questions, a little bit of background. The season will start September 1st. So new coach is Bill O'Brien. He's a former offensive coordinator of the New England Patriots. In addition to that, the scandal has not entirely gone away because two former Penn State administrators are currently up on charges and could go to jail, including athletic director Tim Curley for not informing suspected child abuse in a timely manner. And oh, by the way, a former director of the FBI is investigating the entire program on behalf of the NCAA and the Big Ten. So with that said, how bad is this going to be for the program itself? Because I don't think it's not a death sentence like the death penalty, but it's not good. So what are we looking at here?
I believe Penn State will have nothing done to it at all. Because one, outside of the administrators going to jail.
Okay.
We're going to have the administrators go to jail. They'll just replace the administrators.
They already have. Right. Go ahead.
Two, the head coach, that was a long-time head coach who basically oversaw all this happening, is dead. So they've moved on past that. Three, they've convicted the guy that did it, of 45 to 48 counts. By the way, 45 or 48, not 48 or 40. What were they haggling over the other three for? Like, they convicted this guy of 45 separate charges. Let's leave him off the last three. He's going to do 400 years in prison. Don't need to go unanimous for every decision. But, that's neither here nor there. But he's going to prison for the rest of his life.
Look, Sandusky has a ray of hope because of the other three.
Yeah, the other three charges which would have added up another 30 years onto his sentence.
Yeah.
Who cares about those last three?
I don't.
So, like, everybody that's responsible, I think McCleary is the only person that's coming out of this relatively unscathed.
Yeah.
Like, sure, he didn't go to the police himself, I guess. He just told some administrators who didn't do anything. He didn't beat the dude up on the spot while he witnessed the guy fucking kidding him out. No. Like, that's what you're supposed to do, right? Did a dude in Texas just kill a guy molesting his daughter because he caught him in the act? And he's getting away with it.
That's a hell of a way to go. Now, here's the thing, guys. For me, you've been hearing talk on sports broadcasting about a possible death sentence for the program. Don't buy that for a moment. That's off the table. There's too much money involved in college football, for one. That's why there has only been one football program that was given the death penalty ever. And that was SMU in 1986 and 87. They're not going to do that to a Big Ten program that's been a national power. With that said, I think it's going to be significantly more painful for Penn State than you think. Well, first of all, Louis Freeh, just because he may be investigating Sandusky, he's investigating everything. So any issue with recruiting, any issue with compensation for any athlete in Penn State, light of day. because they are looking for. He's a federal guy. He's looking for a scapegoat.
Right.
They want. I mean, that's what. That's
You
what.
believe Sandusky was a scapegoat?
They're looking for. What I'm saying to you is they're looking for more scapegoats.
Yeah, but they've made the nut already, so to speak. And no pun intended there.
Trust me, we're going to make a lot more references to things like this before the show's over.
But they've made what they want. They got the guy who is guilty. He's guilty of sin, apparently.
I'm saying that when you have somebody who is a political appointee, what does that guy do? Politics,
Yeah.
which means he is going to look through the entire thing, and even if it has nothing to do with Sandusky, and even if it has nothing to do with football, to make his own rep, he is going to put it in the light of day.
Yeah.
So that's one potential issue. The other thing is this: is that Penn State's recruiters are saying, oh no, we're going to all the houses and everything is just fine. Nobody's mentioning Sandusky. I don't buy that for one single moment. That is the main reason why Penn State is going to have, in my opinion, a long time trying to recover from this.
Yeah. As far as the recruiting goes, it is going to shit. No one's going to, if you go to Penn State right now, how can you take a shower as a football player when you know kids have been
It's worse than that. It is worse than that, and I'll tell you why. Let's say for a moment you're the recruit. Okay? I'm recruiting for Ohio State, Miami, anywhere, Harvard, Division II schools.
Go SIU.
Exactly. So what am I going to say? I mean, what am I going to tell you? Really? You want to go to the place where everybody is going to equate you to child rape even though you didn't take part in it?
Right.
And in addition to that, do you think the fans at any of these other schools are going to let this go by? I would love to be in the stands for Ohio State versus Penn State.
Illinois versus Penn State.
Particularly Ohio State, because you know why? Penn State fans, hey, your players, you guys got on probation because you guys sold jerseys for tribal cats. Oh, really? Child rape. No, see what I'm saying? They're in trouble. I mean, the sad thing for Penn State is that there are 4 states, I think, over any other state that have produces tons of high school football college prospects. California, Texas, Florida, and most definitely Pennsylvania.
Pitt is about to see the recruitment, and their enrollment jumped up by a whole lot.
But there is hope. Maybe. Because if USC can go with 2 years without a bowl and be the preseason number 1, that is a model for Penn State to follow. I don't. With that said, how much USC do you follow at all?
I'm forced to follow more than I should.
With that said, what was USC, in your opinion, what was USC able to do during these last couple of years?
Without getting any recruits really to come there, outside of the ones that had already made it there before they got sanctioned, they did a lot to boost the program. Barkley staying there is huge. They might make it to a bowl simply because of Barkley.
They're the preseason number 1.
Yeah,
they're considered to go to the title game.
Let's say anything can happen with
That would be true. I get that.
with Barkley at the helm, staying all 4 years basically. He's living through the bad times where there were people defecting left and right because they're like, hey, we can't go to a bowl. I'm not going to this school anymore. Why would I live in South Central LA to go to college without a bowl? Now people are there and they're going there because they're like, oh, the team is good, they're bowl eligible. We have nothing but time.
I have one thing, because it was more than just Barkley, but without question, Barkley was the major key to that puzzle. There's no question about it. However, here comes the dilemma. The main thing that I think USC was able to do was they were able to stay in national prominence without going to a bowl game.
Yeah.
They were able to be popular on the national scene with ESPN and Fox. Here is the question if you're Penn State. Do you either A, do what USC did and say we still have a good first string so we think we can compete with the major programs and schedule up in the off season, or do you gamble and say, you know what, we should schedule down during this time because that way we can get a whole bunch of cheap wins?
Got to schedule up. You got it, because it wasn't going to count against you in the first place.
Yeah.
You weren't going to a bowl no matter what. Play the hardest competition.
Well, they haven't been put on any sort of restrictions, and they may not. I'm talking about being able to show yourself off to recruits as a major program.
Well, yeah.
Is it more attractive to say we beat Miami, we had a noble loss we beat Auburn, we had a noble loss against Florida, for example? Or is it safe to say, hey, we averaged our wins by like 35 points?
No, it's safer to say we took on these teams because those teams are going to be on TV. Like, getting on TV is what the college recruits want. They don't care that you win by 35 points because if you're Jackson State and you're beating everybody in your conference by 35 points, nobody cares because USC is beating Miami or Penn State.
Is there anything else in the so-called USC model that Penn State might be able to think about incorporating to get themselves...
Owning up to it. All they can do is own up to it. Own up to it, move on. That's all they can do. Let hope, beyond hope, that they keep winning.
Okay. With that said, tell them what's on your mind, brother.
What's on my mind is the Olympics are coming up fairly soon, right? Today, at the Olympic trials, the world record was broken for the decathlon.
Oh, yeah.
By, I want to get his name right because, well, it's important. His name is...
Joe Smith.
Said Joe Smith. No, Ashton Eaton. Ashton Eaton broke the world record by 13 points in the decathlon. How do they score the decathlon? I've been alive 33 years. I still don't know how to score a decathlon. They do the long jump, the javelin, the high jump. They run 1,500 meters. They do 100-meter dash. They do the hurdles, foxtrot, steeplechase. They do a bunch of shit. I don't know how to score this shit.
And Stratego.
Yeah, they do chess, I guess, and they also do soccer. I don't know what the fuck they do in the decathlon. What I do know is this. Please make it simpler. I don't understand how you can score 9,027 points in a decathlon. How do you do that? Is it like every person you finish ahead of that's an extra point? What? How do you score ahead of people in high jump? I understand how you score if you're first in high jump. What about people that get the same high jump as you? Like everybody's 6'6", 3/4 of an inch. What I'm trying to say is this. Here's my rant. Make it easier. Just say, hey, this guy scored first a bunch of times. He's the winner. I don't give a damn. There's a guy who won a decathlon at the World Championships a couple years ago. Didn't finish first in anything. Anything. He scored, but he won the decathlon. I think the highest he scored was third. Make it easier.
That's a gold medal you'd want to strap around your neck, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm third. Remember Dan and Dave? Remember, Dan didn't even make it to the Olympics. He didn't even make it to the Olympics, but we pumped this fucker up. Why do I still remember Dan O'Brien? He's not important. Ashton Eaton, congratulations. Nobody's going to remember your name in 10 years. No one. Barely your family members. Fuck the decathlon. I'm done.
Guys, I have a new reason for wanting to be famous. I'm addicted to TMZ. It's not something I'm particularly proud of, but I like watching it. And here's the thing, guys. Last week, you might have heard about this. San Antonio Spurs guard Tony Parker got hurt. He had a scratched cornea in a Manhattan nightclub and filed a $20 million suit. The reason he got hit, what happened was he got hit in the bottle, allegedly tossed in a melee between Chris Brown and Drake. Yeah, he was an innocent bystander. Now, my first thought when this happened was, well, why the hell is he suing Chris Brown or Drake? He should be suing them, as opposed to the nightclub. Then my second thought was, oh wait, Tony Parker's French.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to have anything to do with people who may be tough. Maybe.
Tough.
Maybe.
Chris Brown beats up women, and, well, Drake is...
that counts to the French.
He's a former actor.
Yeah. Now, so the thing is like, the reason that this matters to me, and I'll give you the reason that this matters to me is that all across this entire ugly scene was just one bitch move after another. And I want to be famous now so that I can pull off an unlimited number of bitch moves. Because nobody cares. Okay, I mean, if you look at it, Drake allegedly hooked up with Rihanna, right? This was after Chris Brown hooked up with Rihanna and beat her down.
And he
Bitch move on top of bitch move. Then Drake hooks up with Rihanna, and all of a sudden Drake gives Chris Brown the finger. Bitch move. So Chris Brown and Drake decide to square off. Not a bitch move. Then they realize, wait a minute, we can't really throw down.
Not in the face.
Not in the face. So they got their bodyguards to go at it. Bitch move on top of bitch move. And then one bottle goes flying and Tony Parker gets blasted in the cornea. I think I've counted up 9 bitch moves so far. And then, of course, for the decathalon of bitch moves lawsuit, bitch move times 10. I mean, I gotta tell you something. Yeah, look, Drake screams, I'm about to go whoop that ass. Didn't throw a punch.
Nope.
Bravo. Bravo.
That's
that
gangsta,
bitch.
homie. That's
Yeah.
gangsta.
Drake had 3 dudes, so instead of trying to get to Drake, Brown hits one with a bottle. Inspired.
Gangster playing.
Fucking
Gangster.
inspired.
Gangster.
Awesome.
Anger management.
Awesome. And I'm like sitting there wondering, look, why am I the other thing is this, is that I realize that Rihanna is like kryptonite to masculinity. Okay? For whatever reason, I don't know why, and I've mentioned it before, and I don't really care why. But you may be asking yourself, why am I using the word bitch so much today? Aside from the car. Because the last time I was truly in love, the girl said, James, if you ever use the word bitch, I will dump you. And I was like, wait a second. Even if I mentioned the contestant in the Westminster Dog Kennel Show? Because technically that's a bitch. And she got pissed. So I'm saying the word bitch now, Kim Williams of Long Beach.
Bitch better have my money.
Bitch, 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 bitch.
Bitch.
Bitch move. That felt kind of relaxing.
It's
After
cathartic.
this. Yeah.
Cathartic.
Yeah. So guys, I'm about to
Stop acting like a B.I.E.
I'm about to be Pep Boys' bitch.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
oh yes. And with that said, we'll be back possibly next week, depending on if the car runs.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, I'm James Jericho.
I'm Jeremy motherfucking